Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, December 5th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I allow the changes I feel called to make pull me into my personal revolution evolution. And today we have our second revolution evolution day of Sun in Sagittarius, and we have pretty big astro week ahead, as well as some other interesting things happening this week. So, in our big week ahead, we have both Mercury and Venus making their way into Capricorn this week. Mercury will be shifting into Capricorn on Tuesday. Venus will be shifting into Capricorn on Friday night. We have a big full moon in Gemini, and I say it's a big one because this full moon is aligned with Mars energy. And so a full moon and Mars, anytime we have moon and Mars, you've probably heard me say this a million times, but it always bears repeating, it can bring up super emotional, reactional energy. So just be aware of that coming in on Wednesday. But we have a special surprise for you on Wednesday. So I will reveal the surprise. Some of you guessed. If you remember when Nicole Ullman and I used to do GNL, Gaia Night Out, and then we do GPS, Gaia GPS. We are going to pull cards on Facebook Live Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I got those time zones right. But anyway, we will be pulling that. So that'll be fun in that energy. But be aware that on the path to this full moon, we definitely may be feeling some of those reactions coming up. Also, a potent portal of change. So keep that in mind. Jupiter has moved to 29 degrees. So we've got Jupiter working that energy, that final degree of Pisces. And that is like the grab bag of the universe. Anything goes. And it could be like the good white elephant gift, and it can be like the what on earth is this kind of thing with Jupiter at 29 Pisces. So just be prepared to move through whatever karmic energies are coming up. So that's kind of your brief look at this week ahead. Good week to tune into the daily videos. For today, we are working with Mercury finishing up in Sagittarius, like I mentioned. And today we are going to have Mercury and Jupiter moving into a square. And what just popped into my head is just those moments where you're like, is this really happening? I can't believe this is happening. That kind of energy is what just popped into my head in feeling through Mercury squaring Jupiter at that 29th degree. And you know, there's multiple energies that can move through with this. We may find ourselves in conflict over what to believe, what path to take, what is the holiest, what is the best, any of that kind of energy. And this is a call to release yourself from any of those judgments and see where you can instead lean into your faith. Jupiter at 29 degrees Pisces is a faith lesson for all of us to see where we can trust our souls, trust ourselves to align with our soul's highest calling, our soul's destiny, where we can trust ourselves to make the decisions that align with this unfolding path. And we may have some parts of ourselves that feel a little at odds within ourselves. We may have those crossroads feelings, right? A lot of times when we have mutable signs in a square, it can feel like some kind of crossroads and confusion. 29 degrees Pisces can definitely bring those veils of confusion. And yet, I insist, I literally insist, when you drop deeper than those veils of confusion are the thinking mind. What you want to drop into is that place that knows the next step of the dance intuitively rather than trying to overthink the dance. So this is your call to put on music and dance with the universe instead of sitting here trying to mathematically equate what is the right decision, right? So be aware of that in this energy, in this square between Mercury and Jupiter that we will have going on until about 2 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, when Mercury finally does move into Capricorn, leaving Jupiter to hold that 29-degree energy. Besides this, we also have the moon in Taurus making several connections, and that yod that I mentioned in the scope. We definitely have a little bit of that yodiness going on. So let's dig into that yodiness before we dig into the moon in Taurus a little bit more. The yodiness. So we have North Node, even the moon a little bit, and even Uranus a little bit, feeding in on one hand of this in conjunct with the focus on Sagittarius. The focus being on Sagittarius, like, hey, pay attention to your Sagittarius lessons right now. On the other side, I'm going to have to move my camera, is Lilith. Lilith in Cancer. Lilith in Cancer, nurturing your soul calling in this. And so in this, you may have to start connecting your personal values to, like, marching to the beat of your own drum in and through this. And while Sagittarius can hold that space, you may have to be aware where you are holding beliefs that are keeping you shy or keeping you short of fully dancing, marching to the beat of your own drum. So be aware of that in this yod. Find the place where you are so valuing who you are, and even beyond that, the potentiality for who you are, like, growing. I just had an image of one of my favorite trees, the baobab trees, just like exploding in growth. This big pom-poms of leaves growing from these big old trunks as you let yourself root into the truthiest truth, the juiciest juice of who you are. So there we have that. All right, so moon in Taurus, moving on, connecting to Uranus. So there we have that Uranus energy. Pay attention to your triggers, because your triggers may also be pointing to where you are holding back right now. So be aware of that, where you may need some breakthrough. Today is a day that can have breakthrough when you heed your call to change, when you heed your call to personal evolution in and through this. Moon squaring Saturn. Saturn and Aquarius. What is the world going to say? Am I going to fit in when I do this? So we have those feels going on. And Aquarius is such an interesting vibe, because Aquarius on one hand is where you're like, I'm going to let my freak flag fly. That is hard to say. I'm going to let it fly. And on the flip side of the coin's like, I don't know if I'm going to fit into the world when I let this happen, so I don't really know if I'm supposed to do this. And with Saturn there, we get shouldy. And we're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe the world's not ready. And in this energy, the Astro's like, no, they're ready for your next level. Like, go ahead and step into it. Maybe not everybody. I can't say that everybody's ready, but we in this collective are ready. Like, let's dig in. Let's take this next level. Moon connecting to Neptune. Neptune in Pisces. Later in the evening. But that's definitely some lazy cat energy coming in. Anytime we have the Taurus Pisces vibe, definitely some lazy cat. Neptune hanging strong at 22 degrees. It went direct this weekend. Did any of you guys feel the shift? I don't usually feel Neptunian shift so much, but I'm excited for it to move forward and help continue driving us in and through our personal processes of faith. So anyway, here is the moon in Taurus connecting in. And my simple feeling with this is calling faith into your personal earthly unfolding right now. And leaning into faith where you need to lean into faith around various energies, around your dream, what you would like to call in, the seeds that you would like to plant. Around all of that is around your energies of change. So we have this change card in reverse. And I do feel like this full moon that we're building into is a catalyst of change. I think that some of our larger shifts are going to happen when Mars does finally go direct. And that's not going to be until January. But this full moon is really egging on those seeds of change. And so we have the change card in reverse. And part of this is leaning into the faith that you have what it takes to lean into these shifts, these changes that you're calling in. Listening to your inner voice to do your dance deeper into these changes. It's interesting because I have the participation card, and that feels so much like this Sagittarius Pisces square. We're not all lined up inside. Our body, mind, spirit, souls, and heart, they're not all working together yet. And my feeling is there's a lot of like mental versus like spirit right now, or mental versus soul going on, that we need to find that alignment, which means you may need to work your change into your mental patternings at this time. But even though we have the participation in reverse, we do have breakthrough. So there's so much potential for breakthrough in this energy. And I think that happens as we lean into faith. So, come find us on the Gaia Blooming page on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's see, for my giveaway, I guess I should announce this giveaway. I'm going to be giving away one year ahead reading. And I'm adding the comments. I have a fun little spin the wheel to see who's going to get it. So leaving a comment on either YouTube or the Gaia Blooming Facebook page gets you entered into this under the daily video. And today's question, what is today's question? What does faith mean to you? What does faith mean to you? Faith is something I've definitely thought about. I'll hold a little space for this faith right now. Just faith does not mean that we see it in front of our faces. Faith is where we can where we tune into our higher selves and like, yes, this is something me and the universe are co-creating, and I don't have to be 100% in charge of this. That is one of the energies of faith that I engage. So that's it for today. Book a reading with me. The year ahead are out. I'm scheduling those. The price is $155 to $177. Sliding scale. I spend a lot of time on these. I spend a lot of time preparing for these. So FYI. You can always book a general reading. You can book or buy gift certificates for the holidays, whatever you like. Email me for any of that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.